question.
All right, what do you got for me?
Okay, I love this question because I feel like it's something that I am like also constantly working on. How do you approach goal setting with your clients? And I like this question because post surgery, I had an amazing PT who literally sat me down and were like, "What are your goals?" And that's like the first time I really like had to think about like, okay, like I'm in a big setback right now. Like, what are my goals to get through these next 6 grueling months? You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the first time I intentionally thought about like, what are my goals? What do I want out of this? What is going to benefit me for me? And how can I get there with the help of her, obviously?
Well, that is it. That's really it. It's really
I
not.
feel like people think goal setting is very, very hard, though.
Well, that's because a lot of people are indecisive.
Do you
So,
think it's because people set goals and then don't follow through?
no, I think it's because most people have a hard time being decisive. That's really what it is.
That's fair.
Goal setting is about you need to know what it is that you want, and you have to then take the steps to reaching for it. So we do a couple of things here actually to do goal setting with our clients. So the first thing that I do is we have a sit down meeting, make sure that we are like our goals are in alignment with each other. 99% of the time when people come here to work with me, they have a fat loss goal.
Okay.
99% of the time.
Do you ask them that? Like, do you ask what their goals are? Like, is that your intention of that meeting?
I ask them to basically, you just spill.
I was going to say, or do you just say, like, all right, talk to me, and you kind of gather what they might be looking for from you?
I ask.
Okay.
I want to hear it from
I like that straightforwardness.
Yeah,
though.
I just want to hear it from you. You know what I mean? Because
That's fair.
some people have different goals. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, of course.
at the minimum for everybody, like just the surface goal is they always come here looking for body composition change. That's always it. So with that, I kind of switch that mindset really into making it into more of a longevity goal. We're as much as we talk about fat loss and weight loss and things like that, that's not what we focus on once we get you in here. I think that you know that from being in the on the other side of that. So we absolutely talk about the fat loss and weight loss and that being a goal for most people. But what we do is we change the focus and get your focus onto smaller goals that lead up to that fat loss or weight loss. So I want you to come here 3 times a week. That's your number one goal. Your second one is to make sure you're doing your check-ins for nutrition. And if you can follow those 2 things, and you come do your scans and whatnot, like every 2 weeks we'll do them. If you can follow those 3 things, then you'll see that really great transformation that you want. But you have to, put the effort and the time in, right?
Right.
So the big goal for them being weight loss, we'll break that down into like 2-week increment goals or 1-week increment goals. 1 week I need to see you 3 times, and I need to see your what it is that you're consuming.
So you kind of set, what their overarching goal is, and you set their short-term goals for them per se.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all depending on, what their body scan says and what their specific goal is. Because we could have, gentlemen here that are their main goal is to put muscle on, right?
Right. Yeah.
You
What do you do if they don't reach those short-term goals?
What do you mean?
Like if you say, like, I want to see you 3 times a week and I want to see your food, whatever the case may be. What if none are done or only one is done? What's your next approach to getting them to reach the goal they say that they want?
Well, we do a lot of feedback loops. So
Okay.
there's always some kind of communication, whether it be like a check-in form or it's I saw you here in class or I saw you or we were texting or called or voice memo, anything like that. Really, the thing is for us is we want to keep that goal in the forefront of your mind. So as much as I can do that, I will.
Right.
So, we'll get people that are like, hey, sorry, I can't make it today. And instead of me just being like, okay, no problem. It's like, why?
Yeah. Do you think that like putting it, I mean, I know the answer to this, but like putting it back on them is tied in with that accountability piece.
100%. 100%. The biggest thing that we do here is accountability. Yes, we have a really great game plan for you to get from not so strong to strong, or
Right.
overweight to on point for your age and your height. We have the great formula for that. But what we really do here is serve as an accountability checkpoint. And it's just checks and balances. I say that all the time, whether that be me with the staff with me, us with the members. You know what I mean? All of it is all about accountability, and because people generally will show up for you and not for themselves.
Yeah.
You know. So, like I was saying, like I will often say, like, okay, well, when can you come in for your third one? How many have you been to this week? Rather than, okay, I'll take you out. Like,
Yeah.
no, I want you to get to your goal. So, like, when can we reschedule? When can I see you? Is there a time that you can make it in? You know what I mean? And we give them a lot of flexibility as much as scheduling goes. So
Right.
I only need you 3 times. It's an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like putting it back on them too is like, as much as it's accountability, it's like a layer of care. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
that's somebody who like cares about you doing well. And I think that I know better than anyone else. It doesn't matter if you're new here, if you've been here a while, if you work here, like everybody needs help with that. Like everybody needs their goal setting and accountability. Like I need it just as much as anybody else. And I think
too.
that's one thing that's nice is like almost like the community of like people knowing your goals and like knowing what you want. Something as simple as you like saying like, okay, but is that getting you to where you want to go? Like the story I told you the other morning of first day of spring break, I didn't want to get out of bed. And I'm like, ugh. And like in my mind, you are like, okay, well, if you really want it, you'll get up and you'll do it because that's what's going to get you to being the best version of yourself, kind of thing.
For sure.
And I think like it doesn't matter how little or how big, like it's just helpful.
Come
you know?
say hi.
What's up?
What's up, coach? He just got off the floor.
He looks cute today
Yes,
for all
he
those
does.
single ladies
He
out
like-
there.
I know.
All those single ladies out there. What is it? At DRX?
FRX Border.
FRX dot
Let's
border.
go, baby.
But you
Take
have
them
to
all.
you have to go through us first, interview style.
You also have to DM. DMs only.
DMs only. Don't ask for his number.
Don't text
He doesn't know it.
Don't text me.
He doesn't know it.
Give me 3 business days to get back to you.
Yeah, this guy doesn't ever answer my text
Gives me
messages.
3 business days
He
too.
never answers. The amount that you leave me on red is absolutely unbelievable.
Or he likes it.
Like, remember when we used to be friends?
We are. but
And then he tries to tell me, "Oh, I'm at the mosque."
He's busy this month.
What about
I
last
know.
month?
what's up?
And 3 months before that?
No. He was on it. He was on. He been texting back. It's just this month. I'm giving him that grace.
Oh, he's texting you back.
Barely.
Not texting me back.
Barely.
I don't even text my mom's back.
Oh, mom.
Okay, so never mind, single ladies.
Single ladies, find somebody else.
Well, look, I got a great relationship with my mom. She's my best friend.
Oh, now it comes out, and he's gonna start answering his mom today.
All right, see you.
Bye, buddy. Have a
Bye,
good night.
T.
So you.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
no, it's okay. I was just saying, like, everybody needs that. Like, I, first day of spring break, didn't want to get out of bed. And I had all day, but I was awake, I'm not doing anything. And just a little, like,
Nudge.
voice in my head of,
Mental nudge.
if this is what you want, then you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And if it's not what you want, that's okay. But then maybe change your goals.
Now, that being said, that like I'm not even there, but that's just like what she thought of. Like,
Right.
This is what Ariel would say. But I think that also is kind of, it goes along with your initial question of like how we do goal setting here. But it. Oops, you guys might not have heard me that whole time because I've been sitting back so far. But that goes with that whole thing is the accountability, the structure, the game plan, following the systems, but that's also just the culture that we have here. And especially as a staff, like we do, you guys do your accountability with us, but we do it with each other.
For sure.
Anthony, Megan, DeAndre, and I, we will send each other our stats, or like, hey, I just lifted this, or she just ran that, and this is what we ate. This, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I agree, and sometimes it's just nice to like get it out there. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, sometimes people have a hard time, like, being proud of themselves or being proud of what they've done. But it's nice to, like, have that group chat where, even though DeAndre doesn't answer, it's nice to have that group chat where you could send a picture of your food or the miles that you ran and, like, somebody, or the workout that you did, the PR that you had, and, like, somebody will
Celebrate you.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, and it's hard. I mean, like, to
Put
feel
yourself
proud
out
of your
there?
Yeah, I don't know.
I do it all the time.
I know, but
I'm so used to it.
I feel like a lot of people who, like, come here maybe for, like, the first time and stuff, it's, like, weird. Like, when I do accountability with people, they're like, I'm so sorry, I'm messaging you all day. And I'm like, but that's
Please do.
literally what I'm here for.
That's what we're here for. Please message.
That's literally what I'm here for. And I think that was my, like, favorite part of all the gym stuff was, like, being able to be somebody's cheerleader. You know what I mean? And, like, level with them. Like, I struggle with that too. Or, like, I've been there before. Because then you don't feel like you're alone, especially if you're, like, new on a journey. And then, like, they know your goals. You know how to handle them, and, like, you can help them get there, and then, like, celebrate their success.
Exactly. And just that person being a cheerleader, and that person checking in with them, and that person just literally caring for them. That's literally our number one core value is passionate, caring service.
Yeah.
Just give a crap.
Yeah.
I don't want to get flagged. Just give a crap about the people.
And the other thing too, like, along with that, like, passionate and caring service, like, obviously accountability coach, like, you have to tell me everything you eat. If you're going to commit to your accountability, if you ate something you weren't supposed to,
just tell me.
Just tell me. I
care.
literally, like, I'm not scary. Like, you know what I'm saying though? Like, just tell me, because then it, like, if, like, your scan doesn't match what you've been sending me, why are you you're giving me the runaround? You know what I mean?
Well, no, I'm gonna find out anyway if your scan's not right. You know
right.
What I mean?
And also, my biggest thing, this is a little bit off topic, is just, like, preaching like that. For, like, my biggest journey right now is just, like, that, finding balance. Like, you know what I mean? So if it's your birthday, you're going out for your birthday.
Please
you know what
do.
I mean? Like, do it. Like, live your life and have fun and enjoy yourself. Don't restrict yourself to the point where you spiral and fall off the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And then you're all the way back at square one.
And we don't want to be at square one.
Nobody wants that.
No, I have a question back for you. And it's just along the same thing as that goal setting and accountability and stuff. Because this is something that is difficult for us on this side, because you guys might think, like, oh, I'm doing all the work and this and that. But when you have a roster full of 25, for me, I have upwards of 60 people on my roster, right? And I'm just used to doing it by now, but I don't have a full-time gig like she does. Like, I mean, I do, but, like, I have, like, free time and flexibility and whatnot. You guys might not see that it's very difficult for us to chase 25 people down. Now, since we're talking about caring about people, what about when they don't do their check-ins? Like, if somebody's not holding up their end of the bargain, and then they get upset with you for not chasing them down, because that happens to us. Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah.
That happens to us on our end, is that, you know, somebody will jump onto our team, will run down what we need from them, and they won't even meet you halfway.
Yeah.
What do you do then? Because that is so hard.
Yeah,
and it's not about, like, keeping track of people, because I know when you're not messaging me,
right? And
you
we know
what I
when
mean?
you're not here, and, like,
we know that, and it is I'm just gonna say, it is beyond frustrating when I'm giving you this game plan, and I know that this works, and I know that you're capable, and I know that it's something that you want, but if I care about it more than you do, how can you expect me to? I can't pull it out of you. You know what I mean? I can only do so much. I can meet you halfway. But, like, so what do you do in that case? Because I know it's happened to you, and I know how sad it makes you.
Yeah. I actually was going to say, I'm an emotional girly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like anybody who is or ever has been on my accountability team, like, I deeply care about them. Like, I deeply care about them and their goals, but I also, like, deeply care about them as people. A lot of them have become people who I'm friends with and who I want to do well, whether they come to the gym or not. Like, I really just care about their well-being and who they are as people. So as an emotional girly, my feelings get really hurt
Yeah.
because I'm like, I am dedicating so much time outside of my full-time job to be like that one person for you, and to, like, jokes aside, to like be left on red or to not send me your things and then be upset with your progress or be upset.
Or if we see that your progress is going the opposite direction,
Right.
But and then it somehow falls on us. Like,
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how often
Yeah.
I get a mean email, or I get kind of lambasted here at the desk,
Oh God,
which is totally fine. It's
honestly,
part of
I don't think anybody would ever know. I didn't even know, you know.
Well, it's part of the gig, and it's totally fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I love it when people are open with me, but also we have to, you have to own your stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
like, if I did something wrong, I'm happy to say I did something wrong. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, if you don't like the way that came out, I apologize. I didn't mean for it to come out that way. I am just trying to XYZ. That's my goal there.
Yeah.
But you know, I can own my stuff anytime. But what about, like, how do we as the professional, I don't even know, like,
I feel like
the person, like, what do you do? What would you do in that?
I feel like the first couple of times when I started doing it, it was happening, I took it very personal.
Yeah.
Like, my feelings were very hurt. I was like bending over backwards and going out of my way for
like,
people.
what did I do wrong?
That I like was sad because I'm like, wow, I did so much and I really put myself out there and I changed so many things around for you, and I can't get a message back, or you just don't care. And one thing that I've noticed and learned along the way is, if you can't be honest with yourself, you can't be honest with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's obviously a hard thing to sit with, but they're never going to be able to be honest to me about, regardless of what it is, if they can't be honest and true with themselves about their fitness journey and their goals. What I learned to do is really just tackle it head on. So I just ask. I really do. I just ask, like, hey, what's going on? Hey, is there anything that you need? What can I do for you? And if I'm left on red there, I try every day, but I'm only going to try for a certain amount of time before you're now wasting my time.
Right, because it's not fair.
In the most respectful way.
Yeah, no, and I know what you mean by that, but like, at that point, it becomes like, okay, so is this something that you need? Or I've tried to reach you a few times, I haven't gotten anything from you. What do you want me to do from here?
Yeah, and I've even tried the whole approach of, like, if this isn't what you need or want right now, or if you need something else, like, you can just say that to me. I'd appreciate the transparency.
Yeah, for sure.
I also, because a lot of people have become like my friends and they follow my social media, like, I will slide into those DMs so fast. You know what I'm saying?
I know where you're at.
Yeah, I know what you're doing, but like, I feel like, but they'll reply to things like that.
Yeah.
So it's like personal versus.
So, well, it could be maybe like a few different things there. Like, you know, just from a system standpoint, maybe they're not seeing those messages, they're not getting those notifications.
Right.
Could be, or they just forget.
Right.
And that's totally fine, because people forget all the time.
For sure.
And we know that because we forget stuff. We're human.
Right.
But really, like, sometimes it really does come down to, like, hey, is this a priority for
I think what you said,
anymore?
like, hits the nail on the head. Like, you can't want somebody's goals more than they want it.
I think that I had to share that with you at one point when you were doing it, because I learned this 10 years ago.
Right.
I literally would get so upset with some of the people that I was working with, because you know, you see them go backwards, or they leave the gym and then you really see them go backwards, and you're like, dang it, man.
Yeah.
Like, we were working so well together.
Yeah.
What happened? And I understand that, you know, life happens and priorities change and whatnot, but I don't think that your health should ever take a back burner. Especially, you know, with people that have the high stress jobs, and they have the, this is a very stressful thing that we're doing, because it's your body and it's every day, but
it's also not easy.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be easy.
You know what I mean?
That's the point.
Like, if it was easy, like, one thing I started telling myself is, like, if it was easy, everybody would be doing
it. That's
everybody would have
literally
it.
The point.
Yeah.
That is literally the point. It's not supposed to be easy. You're supposed to be stressed out. You're supposed to be uneasy. You're supposed to be frustrated because you're changing something that got you to where you're at, which was something that you said you don't like.
Right.
And along with that goal setting, I'm just trying to help you move the needle. But if you're not working the plan, it's just unfortunately not going to work. Now, we know the plan works. I've done it 300 something times.
Same.
Probably over that now.
Yeah.
I swear I've probably worked with like everybody in this county.
Oh,
or
I was
their
saying
friend.
myself, I've done it over 300 times myself.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know the plan works. I know that the system works. I know that everything works. We tweak it here and there to like make things better. So like, for instance, our check-in process is a little bit different, where I have literally a weekly check-in form that you fill out now, so now I can
convenient.
read it and see it, and I can respond exactly to what you need from me, because that's one
And
of the
like, you
questions
know,
that's
that's
in
your
there.
job, and if you're not filling that out, that's on you, not on me.
Exactly.
And like, I'll follow up and be like, hey, don't forget to do this.
Yeah.
But I think that like that transition, such a huge game changer.
Yeah, well, because I literally, the last question is like, what do you need from me specifically?
Yeah.
So then I can follow up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes if you don't ask it directly, people don't want to ask you for stuff. But that's what we're here for. And I don't know
get that
how
a
many
lot.
times I can say, I literally work for you. I want to help you. I will answer your question. Sometimes I'll answer it a day later. I give myself at least 24 hours just because I have other tasks
Which,
that
like,
do.
we need to normalize that. Like,
Right.
you also have a life.
I
No,
don't.
seriously,
This-
just because you're
I don't.
working
This is
behind
my
a
life.
just because you're working behind a phone though, like you get to like go grocery shopping uninterrupted and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Like, it's normal for there to be a wait period is all
Yeah.
that I'm saying.
Well, I also preface, whenever anybody enters my team, I tell them, hey, I'll answer you within 24 hours.
Right.
Or if I see you and it's easier to answer in the gym, then
Yeah.
I'll just answer you there. But you're 100% right. That's another thing that I have to always pass on to other coaches. Is
Yeah.
like, please do not disrupt
I
your
struggled
life.
with that so much. I was answering messages at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Nope.
Like an absolute psychopath, because I'm like, they need somebody, like, obviously I'm their person right now kind of thing, but it's okay to separate that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's something that people work with in their
Yeah.
professional lives too.
Yeah.
Like, you got to figure it out.
For sure.
I think, yeah, two things that before I forgot. The first thing is like with the accountability piece, I think it's hard, especially when people like might stop answering you. And then you finally like maybe open them up a little bit and you start talking to them and they're like, well, they compare themselves to you. And they're like, well, it's so easy for you to do this. And how do you do this? Like, I've had, personally, like for me, I've had people say, well, you teach all day and like you still make it to the gym and you still eat healthy and you still do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, because you try and you bust your ass.
And it's not right. And I'm like, but the thing is like, we're on two completely different journeys at two completely different stages of those journeys.
Yeah.
And like, for you to achieve your goal, for me to achieve mine, like, comparison will kill you.
Yeah.
It's never gonna, like, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean?
Compare yourself to yourself yesterday.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I like that. Or yeah, like somebody said something to me today that was like, I think it was Caroline. She was like, well, it's not about other people. Beat your past scores. Like,
Exactly.
beat, like, your last best kind of thing.
Exactly.
And, like, as much as I know that, like, having other people say it, it's like,
Accountability.
okay, thanks for the reality check. That's not really what I wanted, but it's what you need to hear. And I think the other thing that I think of when I think about accountability is even when they're not maybe committed to the progress and their journey anymore, like, I'm still going to check up on you. Like, I feel like that's where my investment in the accountability piece is. Like, maybe they don't work with me anymore, or maybe they're taking a break. Like, I'm still going to check in on you and make sure you're okay. And if there's anything that you need, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's so important to have somebody who just genuinely wants the best for you. As a person and like understands your journey. Like, maybe your husband doesn't understand why you're here. If you have me or you or even DeAndre as a coach, like to know that somebody is going to be there for you regardless, I feel like is super, super helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like it is a game changer, really.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
if nobody really understands your journey or your goals or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
You know?
And literally all of that stuff goes into that whole first question of goal setting.
Right.
That's how we do it.
It's like a little bit like a carousel, I feel, here in the best way. Like, you meet with you, but even if you are the accountability coach, like, DeAndre's still checking in on you. Like, I'm still saying, like, hey, Ariel, how's X, Y, and Z going? Like, you're signing up to have one accountability coach, but you literally have a
team of
team
them.
of people behind you. And then like if you include the members in that, like
Then you
know
have
what I mean?
an unlimited cheer squad of people that have been in your shoes before.
It's insane.
Years before you, or maybe somebody comes in after you and you can help them.
Yeah.
It's
literally a carousel, but in the best
more
way.
a domino, like dominoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dominoes don't go back up though.
Dude, okay, I guess maybe I didn't get your analogy.
No.
Oh well, whatever. Maybe you
Dominoes
guys get
go
it.
down.
Right? Yeah. So it's like you're.
So how are you gonna like?
I thought it was progress.
Revert.
Okay. I thought it was
What is that? Like at Disney, the carousel of progress.
I knew you were gonna say that, but that's what I was thinking. But anyway,
Do you get it though?
yes,
You know what I mean?
I do.
Okay.
It is, but to answer your question, at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that go into it. How we do goal setting, and how we keep you guys on track, and
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into it. But the number one thing is I just need your buy-in. That's it. I just need your buy-in, and I want your fire, and I will do my absolute best to pull it out. And I'll back off when I have to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it for sure.
And I am not afraid to have hard conversations. I have them all
You're
the
good
time.
at those. I'm not good at those.
She's not.
I'm not. I'm like,
She's not.
maybe I should talk to Ariel about
She's not. I'm not afraid to have
I
hard
just don't like to
conversations.
hurt people's feelings.
But it's not. It's literally just a different.
I can be upfront, but then like
Sometimes it's hard to ask hard questions.
I can't even ask myself hard questions.
I will ask the hard questions all the time, but that's literally what we're here for, is
Right.
to make sure that I can pull that out of you by asking you that question that is poignant, because it's going to make you feel something.
And if it's not going to make you feel something, it's definitely going to make you think for a second.
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't make you feel something, then what the heck's the point of being here? You know what I mean?
We talked about that. It's like you're going through the motions, but for what?
Right.
For what?
Yeah, you're not going to.
Unless you're just trying to hang out with cool people, then yeah, come on through because
Come
we're
on
your
over,
people. But
yeah.
like if you have goals, like the going through the motions and the just hanging out isn't going to align with your goals at the end of the day.
100%. Well, I hope that answers your question. In the most roundabout way, how do we get you from one place to another? I do that with your buy-in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, I hate to say it this way, but I'm going to use your words, because you told me what you wanted. So I'm going to use those words to move you forward. It's just one step at a time. And it's not going to be a quantum leap every single time. It's just little steps every day, you know?
I mean, it makes sense, and I'm sure people like have that in their professional lives too. Like it's not the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So good.
Love that.
Well, I hope that helps you guys
was a
give
good
you a
one.
little bit of background and insight into kind of what it is that we do as accountability coaches on this side, and how we try to move the needle for you and with you. We try to do everything together. So I hope that helped. And if you feel like this might help anybody else in their journey of goal setting, or if you need some accountability yourself, and we're happy to help you, so just drop a DM or a
Below.
comment below. Drop a comment below, or shoot me a DM, whatever it is, however you need to contact us. We're always available. So happy to walk anybody else through that.
Yeah, I think that's super useful.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.